Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, y'all. Let me see who we got in the building. I hope y'all ready for this live, something that I put together. Let me see. What's up, the big gamer? What's up, Eric? Hey, Talia. Hey, Miss Bernadette. Hey, Rebecca Cry. I love you more, my girl. Hey, Mr. Reese. Hey, Miss Beverly Harris. Hey, Miss Deborah R. Pretty Green Eyes. DEI Crenshaw. Thank you. Miss Ilka. We got Michaela. Miss Lysander. We got Geraldine. Rakita. Sunshine. Kate Brown. Treasure Life. Nana Karen. Miss Lovely. We got Nika. We got Miriam. K. Monet. We got Kimberly Merrills, Christy Smith, Miss Lolita, Talk Sweet to Scorpio Goddess Late, Miss Charlene Banks. My name is Carissa, Honey Williams. We got, thank you, Carissa, Carolyn K. We got Miss Green Eyes, Leah Rowe, LaWanda Morgan, Loveless Tay, Robin Lotz. We got Nevada, Latoya Jackson. We got Miss Shalene. We got Maya, Ryan, Miss Cheryl, Tanilia. We got Ramona G, Scorpio Stings, One of a Kind. We got Angel. We got Sweetly Favored, Stacy Mack, Black Panther, Carolyn K. I love y'all more. Keisha Lulu. She don't do ops. Miss Charlene. We got my girl T, Nana Karen, Michelle Hodges, my bro Terry, TT, Blueberry Boots in the building, Hillwood Tree, Miss Margaret Mason. It's only one me. Miss Patricia Jefferson. We got JB. We got Miss Lily. We got Kaysen, Nene, JJ, get right with LB. Yes, I did get right with LB. Tony Lightner, Real Talk Vibes, Miss Angel, Robin Buttercup. We got Dominica. We got Coco Austin, Erica Hayes, Tracy Johnson, Gloria Dent. We got, how you pronounce that? Vanilla Storm. I hope I said that right. Queen Rona. Angela Dickerson. I love you more. Sabrina. We got Shamice, Beautiful B, Kim Kobe. We got Beck, Consuela, Latoya Pinkston, Miss Andy 116, April Granger, my girl Moi. We got Miss Burnett. You see, I'm on time. This is an important live, baby. I had to be on time, y'all. Okay, when I have guests on, I can't be late to my own show. Okay, what's up, Truth Slayer, Vicky Queen, Can of Nuts. Who else we got? Lachelle's. Okay, y'all. So first off, I want to start off by saying I know a lot of people probably was expecting me to, address the situation that happened yesterday, but like I did last time, I'm not addressing nothing. I really don't care. I'm keeping the drama away from my platform. This is a secondary business for me, and that's how I've been moving with my platform since I started. So if you want to see the drama, you're going to have to go elsewhere, because I'm not doing it over here. And shout out to the supporters and a lot of peers, people that reached out to me yesterday and gave some words of encouragement. I really took a lot of what y'all said into consideration. A lot of y'all in the chats, in the comments that spoke on it and all of that. I'm just not doing it, y'all. At the end of the day, I'm going to let God continue fighting those type of battles. I'm not getting in the mud with nobody. Sorry. Those were personal conversations. I cannot stress this enough. That was brought to the internet and not by my own acknowledgement. I didn't bring it here, so I'm not addressing it. It was personal. I talked to the people, who were affected by those messages on a personal level. And that's the only ones that I feel like I owe that conversation to. I spoke to them. I took accountability for what I said. That's it. That's all. The show must go on. So like I said, if anybody wants the drama, you can go where the drama is normally at, because Pac not doing it. I'm moving in a different direction with my platform. I'm trying to build my platform, and you never know who's watching. So I don't want my platform to take that turn and be known as a drama-filled platform. That's not what we doing. Like my subscribers been growing a lot. a lot lately. I'm almost at 6K, literally. I think I'm maybe 20 some people away from 6K subscribers. So I'm just not doing it, y'all. I'm not doing it. So that's it. That's all, child. But anyways, that's out the way. I'm just waiting for, I have one guest so far. A lot of people had to get off work. I won't keep y'all long because I know it's Friday, and I know, the other content creators probably have things to do. They might have content to do. They might want to go live or whatever. So y'all know I don't do long lives anyways, but we won't be here. Well, hopefully we get y'all a good hour 45, maybe 2 hours. We'll see y'all. But I wanted to get my introductions out the way first, before I brought these lovely ladies up here. And also another thing I want to say is I don't have a problem with nobody, y'all. I feel like the saga really took a evil turn, and it really brought out a lot of demonic and evil things. It's just nasty. It's nasty at this point. And I'm removing myself completely out of this sector. I'm gonna be in a sector of my own. Like, when I say removing, I mean removing. Don't tell me nothing. Most of y'all already know because Pac say this all the time. But don't bring nothing to me that nobody says in this sector. I don't answer to nobody. This is my own separate platform, just like the other ladies. That's their platforms also. I feel like nobody should have to answer to nobody as far as, their platform is concerned, because we not on here. We're not sharing platforms. Everybody is individual as far as their platform is concerned. And I just don't like the turn that this sector has taken. If you look at other sectors, baby, they not doing none of this BS. They putting out their content. Granted, they probably have little beefs here and there, but all that extra stuff, people wanting to put out personal business and all this and that just because they don't like who you associating with, or it's just too much. Or what you talking about, what you giving your opinion on, that is unnecessary. YouTube is a place where you can voice your opinions, give commentary, as long as you're not doing nothing illegal, incriminating yourself, or anything like that. You have a right to freedom of speech. I ain't never had a situation like this in my life where you can't voice your opinion freely, give your perspective without being harassed, attacked, or anything like that. That's crazy, y'all. Like, that is so crazy. I have never seen that before in life, and it's unnecessary, and nobody wants to deal with that. Just like when you go to work, for a lot of us bloggers, this is a job for us. This is a secondary income. When you go on your job, you don't have to deal with that. You might have a coworker here and there, that maybe start some drama in the workplace, or, but you ain't got to deal with all this extra stuff. Like, this is so uncalled for. I wish everybody the best moving forward. Like I said, I am in a sector of my own. I respect all these ladies. Shout out to the ones that, were able to come and join up on the panel. This is kind of like, I ain't gonna say this is a going away live, because we still gonna talk, baby. We're gonna talk about a lot of topics, and when stuff comes about as far as the saga is concerned, if it's something worth speaking on, we're gonna still speak on it. Like, y'all can't stop us from speaking our piece. At the end of the day, if it's put out publicly, you have the right to speak on it. That's it. That's all. So I have two ladies. Let me see some of y'all comments first, because I see y'all going in, child. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. If you would like to donate to my platform monetarily, the Cash App is $Lupac1. You could also hit up my Buy Me a Coffee link, grab a membership to support, hit up the website to get cookies, but definitely hit that like button. It's free 99, okay? Hello, Lupa. Hey, Miss Kathy. Hey, my Karen. Hey, Chrissy Loves Purple. Who else? Renizzle, Brandy, Miss E. Thank you, Terry, bro. What's up, Nika? Discussion board, I don't blame you. Love straight from NO style. Hey, Michelle Bell. Hey, Freddie. Hey, Arthur Didnt. Hey, Roz. What that mean to move to another sector? It's kind of hard to move to another sector, y'all, because you have to literally delete everybody and just basically switch everything up. you have to stop watching anything that that's concerning this saga or whatever. That's how you pretty much move into another sector. It takes a little time, but that's why I said I'm in a sector of my own. I'm creating my own sector because I don't have time for all that extra stuff. Hey, Life with Key. Who did I miss before I bring these ladies up? Hey, Audra. Thank you, Black Panther. Hey, Miss Tess to you. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Lucky 8, Lady 8. Hey, Lonnie McGee. Miss Rebecca, Lakeisha, Miss Cheryl. Yes, you can, Miss Cheryl. Thank you, Miss Lovely. Hey, Vivi. Hey, Kissy. Hey, Tokyo Blues. Hey, Trigger Preacher. What's up, sister? Hey, Brandy Davis, Miss Jackie Rogers, Tajay in the building. Okay, y'all, I'm going to bring up the ladies that's already in here. Hey y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me on this live. Okay, y'all, for some reason I have an echo issue. I don't know if y'all have this on y'all platform, so I'm gonna have to mute when y'all speaking, and maybe if one of the others speaking to try to mute, because y'all know how StreamYard go. It's aggravating. Like, StreamYard is a hot mess, okay? So we just gonna try to mute when the other one is talking so we don't have no issues. But thank y'all so much for joining me on this live. I kind of want to with what I want to do for this live, y'all, I want each lady to pretty much give their perspective on what you think it should be like moving forward and your experience within the saga. And the last thing I want to speak on is the divorce decree and the part that pretty much validates and coincides with everything that played out as far as the role that Laonya played on the internet. So how it kind of coincides with the plot, the motive. But I'm still waiting on two more ladies, but I know they coming from work and stuff like that. So, but I do want to whoever want to speak first, like I said, I pretty much want you guys to kind of speak on how you feel it should go moving forward and your experience thus far. So whoever want to go first can.
Hey
Hey
everybody.
everybody. Hey Tay.
Well, listen, I
Okay.
just want to speak to everybody. Hey everybody in the comments coming in. Hey to the beautiful ladies that's on the panel. I just want to say, moving forward, listen, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. At the end of the day, everybody is entitled to move on their own accord. If you came in this for whatever type of or whatever support that you was willing to give to whatever person, that is on your personal accord. So with that, moving forward, if someone decides to speak on the story or give their initiative on the story or even dip back because something new has happened, then that's okay. But far as a person being put in a box because of something that they chose to speak on, this is your now. It's a chapter in something that you started. It's not our forever moving forward.
Ditto what Tay said.
I agree. I agree.
I mean,
And that's
everybody came in for whatever reason, but we all met at the same spot. Everybody poured in something different. Whatever they chose to pour into it, that was on their own initiative. Now, moving forward, whatever direction anybody tries or attempts or decides to go in, then just give the best of blessings. Don't try to hold like it's like a crab in a barrel type of situation. You don't want to be the thing that continues to pull a person down. So if a person is trying to move forward, let them move forward.
I agree. I feel like it's enough for everybody to eat on YouTube. But you know what it is also? I feel like a lot of people not on here to move like build with their platform. I feel like it's a lot of unnecessary drama and a lot of ill intent, and some people didn't come on here to actually build. It was a lot of people came to actually cause confusion and to deflect. So I think that's where the issue comes in it. which is crazy to me because I feel like if you know it's something that you can provide, if it's an opportunity to provide some type of generational wealth or anything for your family, take advantage of it. You know, stay away
Listen,
from the drama.
these platforms allow us to make money even when we sleep. Your videos and people are playing and watching your videos all across the world, even when you are not online. If
That's
it's
right.
not a bit the business, if it's not about the content, Tay don't have no parts in it. All of that other stuff, I'm blind. In that case, I start hearing with my eyes and seeing with my ears.
Yep. Yep. So how was your experience that you can say thus far in this saga? Well, do you regret talking on the story or you don't have no regrets?
I actually don't have no regrets. It was a learning experience. Anything that you do that's new, it's a lesson to you. And it definitely gave me some new lessons moving forward because if I plan on becoming or being what it is that I am, speaking on other people's situations, you have to be built to last. You got to be Tonka strong. This is not the first case that you're going to encounter where people are not going to agree, but how you carry
Right.
yourself and carry your business is what's supposed to be important, and that's the only thing that matters.
It's
That's
staying
true.
consistent of doing what you want to do, not what someone is expecting for you to do. Because when you go in and trying to, do much of other people's expectations, then you're not even making it to your own destination of what you want to do with your own platform.
Right. And you didn't come here to appease the people. You actually came here to do a business. You speak on what you speak on because that's your opinion. And everybody didn't even agree with Jesus. So I know that they're not going to agree with me, but those that choose to listen and take it in, then that's the ones that I'm here for. And those that's not, then okay. But it's going to be other stories that I'm in different sectors other than this one. So speaking from experience, there's other sectors that you can get into where it's the same type of activity, but you have to know how to maneuver yourself, and what you came for is what you have to
Right.
stick to.
You see, mine's with a bunch of mixture. I got cooking. I do nails. I throw other stuff in the mix because I've had it where somebody said all down my timeline was nothing but the saga, and I'm like, the devil is a lie, because you can
Listen,
go on
if
my
I choose to
timeline
create,
speaks for itself.
and if
But if
it
I
was,
still choose to talk about it, then that's what I'm gonna do, because that's what most of the people are coming for. So I'm gonna give my people what they want. I'm not listening to the naysayer on the outside trying to tell me how I should move.
and you can't, because let me just tell you this, there's some people that create channels just to talk about a particular subject. So if that's all that's down your timeline, then if a person is not there for a particular subject, then why would they be there?
Right.
Right.
So
Like I
you
was saying.
continue
I
to do what
agree.
you choose to do. I don't see Macy's and Chick-fil-A and all of these other people letting people come in and letting them change their menu. If you don't
Exactly.
eat chicken, why would you be in Chick-fil-A?
If you don't want it, pass it on. Go to what you want.
Exactly. They got people that watch rocks. If you into rock, go watch rock.
And an experience with that, an example for what Tate just said, like when I stated before, they were stating that, like, most of my is, of course, I've done a lot of videos on the saga because that's what I came in for, and that's what I'm standing on. Can't nobody tell me how to stand on it. I deliver it how I want to deliver it. I had somebody in my inbox the other day trying to tell me how my deliverance is. And I'm like, baby, if you don't want to listen to it, then it's easily for you to, no disrespect, for you to keep scrolling. But the ones that watch how I deliver it, then that's how it is. I'm never going to lower my standard for somebody else. That's not going to happen. But when you go look at the timeline on all the videos that I've ever done, and people were stating as I got more on that saga, when I let me see, posted about the Sonya Macy, I got way more views on that particular video than any video I've ever done on YouTube.
Well, I'm gonna say something to you, sister, and this is a word of advice moving forward from one person to another. And I'm just gonna give you this with a grain of salt. when you get into something, if that's what you into, that's what you into. If I choose to do something, I choose something different, but ultimately my choice is going to be my choice. Don't ever let somebody block your blessing. And
Right.
because that's what it is, that you, there's going to always be a distraction on your road to getting to what it is that you're trying to get to. Don't let the distractions block you from your goal. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your blessing is your blessing, and everybody's not going to see your blessing the same way that you see it. How you know if you speaking what you speaking on, somebody might not be in your audience one day and actually appreciate the conversation that you having, and that might open up a new door for you. So don't close doors on yourself for other people. Just close the door on the other people.
Right. I wanted to say, hey, panel. Didn't get a chance to
Hey
say hey.
Yams and
Hey,
hey Trigger
panel. Hey.
Culture.
Hey,
Hey,
everyone. And
hey,
hey,
Chatty.
chat.
Hey,
And hey,
Preacher.
Hey,
hey,
beautiful.
Boo. Hey, hoops. Um, and hey to everyone that spoke. I cannot type in the chat, so it wasn't shade, I promise. So hey to you too. But Tupac's question, I don't have any regrets, but I would say looking back, there's definitely things that I would have done differently. But I can't say that I have any regrets, because regardless of what took place, the ugly, the shade, the judgments, or whatever the case may be, I think a lot of us were still a part of society being able to see that a man was not what many people attempted to portray him to be. Is he a man without flaw? Absolutely not. Show me one man that is. But I am glad to be a part of multiple women that were able to share a story, to where at least one melanated man was shown to not be out here breaking bones and swelling heads. Um, the disappointment, though, is that many people chose to be blind to men that were sicking dogs or spatting. And as a community, as a culture, that's really disappointed that those type of men didn't receive the same type of treatment. So looking back, I would have done things differently. I probably would have been more vocal on certain topics and less on others. But at least we were a part of, something right throughout this whole entire ordeal.
Totally agree.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree also because I just feel like it was too many deflections. This, and you know what? This should be an eye opener for a lot of people, y'all, because it pretty much showed you, you know, the lack of morals and integrity that a lot of people in our community, don't have, because we literally got away from, we witnessed where people pretty much swept what was right and doing the right thing under the rug to cover up for somebody that they idolize based on, I guess, popularity, looks, I don't know, but it showed a lot. It showed a whole lot, and it's very sad and unfortunate that, you know you can advocate for something that you think is right and be attacked for it. That's the craziest part of all of this. When you think you doing the way, when you know you doing the right thing, and you got people fighting against you for it.
You're absolutely right. And for me, I came here to speak, like Chatty said, on the man that was being treated a certain type of way. So if anybody asks me, if I came here, do I feel like I served that purpose? I'm gonna say yes, I did. So will I be able to move on and feel comfortable in the part that I played? I will be able to say yes, I will. Now the discomfort came in the factors of, like y'all lady said, the deflecting. If it was deflecting with things far as the content or what was put out there by the people that we was choosing to defend, or even the people that we was against, if that's what you want to say, then it would have been a different approach. But some of the approaches that people chose to take, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, and that I okay. Uh, Tara, thank you so much. I'm doing a little better, but I agree. I think with this, that what was so alarming to me,
And I guess I was naive to this. I didn't know the extent that certain people will go, not putting everybody in the same box, will go to prove their point. I didn't know. I didn't expect at first speaking of this story that it would go the direction that it did. A darkness appeared throughout this story at a certain part, and darkness to everybody might be a different part in the story, but I certainly saw a negative dark energy spirit enter, and it took a turn for the worse. And I didn't, coming into this, I never in a million years would have thought that I would hear things that I've heard, and see behaviors that I did. That was shocking and alarming to me.
Very. Like it's just sad. It's sad and it's really disheartening to even have to go through something like this because, and you know what? I guess certain things, you gotta take the good with the bad, but child, listen. I like one of the things that I really didn't like is the bunching in everybody as a whole with certain behaviors that everybody don't do or possess. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I can't stand when they'll say, oh well, they over there doing this or they over there doing that, and it's one person who did it. You know what I'm saying? And that was definitely a manipulation tactic that was used throughout the bulk of this situation. Like I cannot stand that. So
Oh,
Harmony,
yes.
wait,
I'm
who?
glad you
Go
said
ahead, go
that.
ahead.
I had to know that buttered my biscuits. That y'all, and for those that would catch my lives, you know that anytime somebody would come in my chat with that y'all, I would go off. Um,
Sha-na-na.
because if you got to know the creators, everybody had a different perspective. They had a different way of doing things, and I think that was great because regardless of interaction or what took place, there was so much talent throughout this with the women who spoke and the voices that I was privileged to hear. What was really, really sad is to have us all bunched in the category because one person or even a supporter can say something and then the narrative would be spun, y'all. It wasn't y'all, it was Joe Smith or whomever. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Um, that y'all bothered me tremendously. I promise.
Mhm.
I didn't even allow it to bother me. And the reason because when you know who you are as a person, you know you're gonna be getting, everybody aspects of who they think you are. But as long as you know who you are, it's never been a worry to me. I let them
For me,
think whatever. That's
for
you and
me,
that's
it
a you
was.
problem. Ain't got nothing to do with Queen Step.
Absolutely. For me, I just was thinking like we was the low level at what we was getting. Don't get me wrong. Some people got tossed, turned, and put in different ways and came out of character in places that they never thought that they would. But just think at the level that if we took it to that extent, how about the person that we was defending? And we all came on at different times of the factors of defending. So imagine what this man takes on the everyday basis and how strong he actually has to be able to supersede the narrative that not only one that people put out there, but to stay mentally functionable.
That's why I can relate with Robert because you don't the man definitely strong at will because he can't even come online without people just right there ready to attack. And I've been on this internet for a very long time. I've never seen nothing as demonic as this right here. But baby, listen, you definitely got to have strong skin to deal with it because you're gonna have people coming from each and every way. You got to be strong in mind. Things you got to just put in perspective to really ignore because if you feed into it, then it's throwing you off your focus.
I agree, and they don't cut him no slack. You
None.
like that speaks volumes. You would think he would get a little credit just for the fact that he had at one point, y'all, like it slowed down. Granted, he's still getting a lot of flack, but think about the beginning stages of the saga where there were you could say a million of women who were at his neck. Like this man hasn't broken yet. Granted, he trolled a little bit, rightfully so. In my opinion, he has a right to because he done been through a lot. He's not perfect, which none of us has ever came on our platform and say, oh, we advocating for a perfect man. That's what they try to take and run with, but that's not the case. But I feel like at least give him some credit, because the average person would have broke a long time ago. It's one
It,
thing to be, humiliated in private, but publicly, that's a whole different ball game.
and we're not advocating for a perfect man. We're advocating for a human that we see him being treated a certain type of way that is not in the light of good. People are going to be people. You can't expect nobody to be a perfect person, but that doesn't allow another person or group of people to treat that person for one that they have nothing to do with as a whole in that type of manner. Now, I've said it time and time again. I can even understand Robert and Brianna going back and forth online. They were in a relationship, they had feelings, they loved each other, even down to the point of now possibly disliking each other, whatever their relationship chooses to be. But they would be on an accord with each other to have a reason to why one person would want to get their lick back from the other. What would be the personal licks that's being taken from the extent from the people on social media when you really don't know these people in person or in real life? Well, Steph does because she's met Robert. You understand what I'm saying? But for the people that's on the outskirts looking in, I can understand those two people throwing licks and shots possibly online at each other or the way that they would choose. But what would be any other reason for somebody else to be mixed in to go that far?
Right.
I agree, Tay. And one thing, I mean, let's just say if it wasn't Robert, and Brianna, they're just looking your personal Facebooks. You know that somebody's breaking up because they throw shots on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? This
Mm-hmm.
is something that's actually, I'm not saying it's normal behavior, but it's not like it's not something that we haven't seen. So I never understood why there wasn't some understanding when Robert did decide to put on his petty boots, and he did. You know what I'm saying? It's what he did. Robert would definitely put on his petty boots, but he was judged more for that. Again, not saying it's right for either one of them, but this is what happens on social media and breakups, even in our personal lives. But it was like he wasn't allowed to have that and just kind of had to shut up and take it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And because of the characteristics that he possessed within himself, thank God he's not a habitual line crosser, because a lot of the things that was done to him would be things that would make a person be willing to cross the line over.
I agree. That is crazy. I want to welcome Amber to the panel. Amber, for some reason your picture not showing, and I accidentally took you off because I thought you wasn't up here. I thought you was backstage because I didn't see the picture. But my bad.
It's okay. I don't have a picture
Hey, Amber.
on here.
Hey,
Hey
Amber.
everybody.
What's
Hey
up, Amber?
Tay. Hey, who else up here? Lupac. Who else? Let me see. Steph. Who else? I can't. I'm driving too, y'all. So hey everybody. Hey everybody
Me
in the
too. I'm
chat.
driving with
Yes, it's 5 o'clock traffic.
Well, you make sure you get home safe.
Hey,
So since you're driving, Trigger Preacher is up here also. Would you like to say something in regards to everything that then transpired?
I
who
love
me?
me some
Oh,
you, Trigger Preacher. Before you start, I love me some you, girl.
Amen. Amen. I love y'all too. Y'all looking beautiful. Hey, y'all. Hey, my sisters.
hey.
Hey,
Listen, y'all. I was a little nervous, but I said I know Lupa gonna do it if I comment. I was trying to stay in the bushes, uh, but I had to. I want to say this. Lupac, you reached out to me about 2 weeks ago, and Lupac reached out and was like, come up. But I had taken a sabbatical against social media, so I hadn't been on Facebook for over 30 days, probably 40 days now. So I didn't know anything that was going on. And I kind of subscribe to some of you guys, so if things will pop up. And every now and then I'll look and I'll pray for you guys because I understand the assignment that you all were on. One thing that I can say is everyone had one goal in common, and that's what's important. And that goal was that we was to prove that a man was innocent of a DV case that was against him. It had nothing to do with our backgrounds. It had nothing to do with what color we was, what kind of lifestyle we lived. It had nothing to do with that. We had one goal in common, and that was to go ahead and voice our opinion to prove that this man was being brutally attacked. And that man could have been our brother, our uncle, could have been anybody, especially it was me. It was one of my family members before. It was my brother before. My brother wanted to kill at one point the girl that did him like that, which was his child's mother. And it took me 6 months to talk him out of that because he was getting treated unfairly. So a lot of us have personal things that connected us to this story because Robert was like our brother. He was like our uncle. He was like so many men that we see that are never defended. We didn't try to prove what his daily lifestyle was because that wasn't our business. It wasn't our business how many women he dated, what he did. It was the fact that something was coming against him, and we knew that this was false. We knew that the story was false, and we stick with that. Regardless of what life we live, whether you're a Buddhist, Hindu, whatever, Jehovah Witness, whatever faith, Catholic, whatever, it did not matter. We came together with one goal. And let me say, sisters, you all did a phenomenal job, a phenomenal job. Clap yourself, clap for yourself, pat yourself on the back. Nobody can take that
Oh,
from you.
thank you.
Job
So much.
well
Appreciate it.
done.
Yes.
Job
Thank
well done.
you.
Let me say this. Reached out to me about 2 weeks ago. And for the first time, she asked me to get on. And I hadn't known what was going on. And I texted her. I said, Lupac, I said, what's going on? Because I don't know anything going on. She never responded. But something in my spirit didn't feel right. And I told my husband, I was like, I ain't been on. I don't know what's going on. Something in my spirit didn't feel right. And I was supposed to get on, but I didn't make it on. And she said, okay, well, if I go on tomorrow, I'll call you. By that night, my Holy Spirit said, no, I could not get on. Like, no. And it felt like one of those moments in the story of Balaam when he was telling Balaam, don't go forward. And when Balaam was getting ready to go forward, there was an angel standing in the pathway that was getting ready to slaughter Balaam for going forward. And God had to make a donkey talk to him, okay, to get his attention that he was getting ready to be killed because God said no. I felt that. And when I feel things that God says no on, I can't move. That very next day, I told my husband, I said, oh, Lord, Lupac, she don't want me to come on because the message is going to be totally different. And I don't know how she would feel. And I said, God, don't let me go on because I don't want Lupac to feel any kind of way. And I was like, because the message that he had gave me, which was 2 weeks ago, if she would have called me on, I said, if you don't call me on, she don't call me on, I'm not saying anything. And so I didn't. And I backed out. I continue to do what God has me to do. I'm writing a book called I Am Healed, talking to my sisters that it's time to heal. God put me on that assignment. However, so I ain't been on social media platforms like that. However, when I got on the platform the other day and I saw something about Lupac's name, I said, wow, God, this is what you were saying. So even today that I stand here to say what God was telling me to say 2 weeks ago, and to hear God tell me 2 weeks ago that back off, let it go, don't move forward. And I was like, I'm not going to say that because they make their money. You know what I mean? I ain't messing with nobody's money. I'm not going to say that to Lupac on the show. But I felt this strong urgency 2 weeks ago that God was like, let it go. Tell him to back off and let it go because he's taking care of this thing. And when I tell you, when God take care of something, he's saying, get out the way. Okay, Holy Spirit just brought it back to me. I asked him to bring it to me 30 minutes ago. He didn't bring it to me. I said, bring it to me, Holy Spirit. And he said this to me. When God is getting ready to destroy something, unfortunately, some of the good go with the bad. If you ever had cancer and you had treatments, they'll tell you they gotta kill all of it, the good and the bad. That's what makes you sick. That's what makes your immune system defenseless. When God says he's about to step in and he's about to destroy something, good go with the bad. That's why the Bible says that the wheat grows with the tare. He says in the end, it's going to wheat and tare is going to look alike. But he says, I'm going to take the tare and rip it apart in the end, but they're going to grow together. In this saga, there has been good that's been growing with bad. And so people had good intents, but the ones who had bad intents came and they mixed themselves into the saga. I even want her to hear the words of my voice when I'm talking to her more. The voice of God. Judgment is coming upon you, woman. Judgment is coming upon you, Amor. Mark my words. I went back and saw my video months ago when I was talking about this, when I first started. Mark my words. But God said, don't move forward because when God get ready to step in and he's finally getting ready to do judgment, some of the good go with the bad. So you all that are feeling the urgency to step back, God is saying, step back, get out the way because judgment has got ready to show up. Mark my words. Write it down. Take a picture. Take a note. Mark my words. If you don't get out the way, unfortunately, some good folks gonna go with the bad. And that's what he told me 2 weeks ago. And I asked the Holy Spirit before I got, I said, bring back what you said to me. And Jess says he knows when to bring it. He don't bring it when you want it. He bring it because he told the disciples when they went forth to minister. Disciple says, what should I say? Jesus says, don't worry about what should you say. When you get there, the Holy Spirit will tell you what to say. That's when you're connected to Holy Spirit. And so that's what he told me. He said, get back. Because those who stay, they're going to go when I cause this judgment with the bad. So you all who are having an unction to back off, because judgment is coming. And so you're doing it because God, your spirit is telling you it's time to let it go. So when I heard Lupac just say, I'm getting ready to take on another segment, I said, there you go, God. So he didn't want me to say it those couple of weeks because he wanted to give you an opportunity to allow this stuff to fester where you can hear it, Lupac, for yourself. So you can have assurance and confirmation that this was a good thing that you were doing. And it's not that you don't want to stay connected. It's not that nobody wants to stay connected because we love each and every last one of y'all. I love all of you women. And the fact everybody who has showed the great support and everything. But whatever you do, don't let money be the reason that you stay. Don't let money, because God says, whatever you give up for my name's sake, I'll bless you 100-fold in this lifetime. That's scripture. Read it. Some of you are going to give up these platforms, not because you want to give them up, but because God is unctioning you to give it up. And God says, if I tell you to give it up, you better believe I'm going to bless you 100-fold in this lifetime. That means he got something better and he got something greater. And so
Amen.
I'm going to end with that part. But I had
Amen.
to come up because I can't even touch it. I can't even touch it. I'm on something totally different. I can't even touch it because you're right. You're right, Tay. You're right, you guys. Evil has creeped in, but it was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to. It was supposed to. Evil was
Amen.
supposed to creep in because, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and you can't get mad about what people do and how they do it because they were used. They were used to do it. They were
Right.
used to do it
Amen.
because and their intentions was wrong from the beginning because ain't no way in the world, watch this, ain't no way in the world you take me while I'm talking to you. Ain't no way in the world. Your intention was wrong when you were taping it. Your intention was wrong when you was taping it, baby. Ain't no good in that. Ain't no good in evil, baby. Evil can't produce good. And so if you think you had to take somebody when you was having a conversation, that was enough to let you know right then and there, that's a conversation you should not be having. That's a conversation. If you got a tape and you got to hold it for something, that's a conversation that your spirit should tell you that you shouldn't be having this conversation if you
Mm.
can't be authentic. And let me say this. We've all fallen short of the glory of God and we will continue to fall short until the coming of Jesus Christ. However, those who are submitted to God can take accountability for their actions. They can repent. They can ask for forgiveness and they can get up. And one thing that you are learning about this thing, you're learning. Don't trust everybody. Pray about the relationships you have. Pray
Amen.
about the folks you
Amen.
talk to. Pray about the folks, even in an innocent conversation. Pray about the folks you speak to, that you text to, that you talk to. That is some valuable life lessons that's been learned in this thing. And I just want to give all glory to God for those who don't know him. I pray to God that you really get to know him and you really get a relationship with him. So you are not fooled by the tricks of the enemy. And so I thank God for each and every last one of y'all. I thank God even for you, Lupac. I thank God for whatever was said and all that stuff, whatever. It's all working together for y'all good. And I just want to say that, and I love y'all. And I'm going to gracefully bow out. Love.
Ooh, you got me crying. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
that. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming up also and giving us some words of encouragement. You give me chills.
Well, I got them chills, and that's yours, girl,
I
because
know
my
I
head
got
is
tears in my
definitely
eyes
standing
and
up.
chills. Thank you, Upper, for coming up also. I know you just got off work.
Hey,
So
Upper Baby.
Hey,
what's
Hey,
up,
everybody.
Upper.
sweetie?
And listen,
I'm
and I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to say this. I don't care what was said about you. I had friends that talked about me and we still friends today. You know why? Because even in my shortcoming, there were times where I said things about them too. Let me tell you something. Whatever was said, charge it to the game. Charge it
Hello.
to the game. And baby, and still love that person in spite of. That is the test of God. Love them in spite of. Love them in spite of. And love them where they at. See, you can love people where they at, even though you don't respect what they do and how they say things and how they operate. And I said it on my page. You may not be everybody's cup of tea, and you will not be, and never try to be, but you're always going to be somebody's favorite flavor. And be your flavor. Be your kind of flavor so that your cup can run over into that crowd. You don't need your cup to run over into crowds that does not appreciate the flavor that you are. And that's okay. The only person that wants to be everybody's favorite flavor is somebody that's operating in a demonic spirit like the devil. They want all the glory. They want everything to bow down to them. So if you want to be everything for everybody, it ain't got nothing to do with God. It ain't nothing but idol worship. And so I just want to say I love each one of y'all here. Upper, Latay, Amber, Harmony. I want to say Queen Step, my girl Chatty, Lupa. Listen, I love y'all. And regardless of what anybody said, we said it from the beginning, don't let them break you. Don't let them break you. And you have every right to vent out what you're feeling in that moment. You are to do that. Even if your feelings are inaccurate, even if it's just for the moment, feelings change. And that's why they're feelings. They change. But they always tell you this: find a safe space to vent your feelings to, and your how you think. Find a safe space to do that. One that it won't leak back out, because your feelings will change tomorrow. How many of us hated that boyfriend one day and loved him the next day? Hey, find a safe space to vent your feelings to and your opinion to sometimes. And you just be careful of who you do that with, because they'll hold it against you when your feelings change tomorrow. And that's what feelings do. And that's why at the end of the day, you submit everything to God. Submit everything to God, even your mistakes, and get back up and win again. And I'm going for real, y'all. I love y'all.
Thank
Hello.
you.
That was the
Thank you.
word.
Love you too. Ooh, that was powerful. I got tears in my eyes, y'all.
It sure was, and I'm gonna just tell you what she said is absolutely right. If you look at the pictures that's on the screen as we speak, look how many different colorful, fruitful faces that you see. Everybody comes from a different walk, but came for the same thing. We all bring our own, how can I say, light to the situation. Don't let your light be dimmed for the things that's going on the outside, because each one of y'all, each one of us is beautiful in our own way, and our voices was heard for a person that needed our voice to be heard for. So you accomplished what you came in the situation for. If you asked Robert today or tomorrow if he was happy with the people that decided to stand up for him, I'm pretty sure that man would give way more accolades than what it is that he do, if it wasn't for the deflection of what other people put out to destroy something so beautiful. Because for women to be able to come and stand together for anything is always a great thing.
Right.
And for us to come together to stand together for a man, that just says something within itself. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you ask me how I got here, I actually got here on the factors of defending the other side. My first video wasn't even about Robert, but my observation, it stirred me in a different direction. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a while and a time while I was defending another person that I was going through something within myself. But it's like God put me on the job. I don't even know how I ended up here, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like my voice came here and something told me to speak. Like, you need to speak for this man. And one day I did it and I never turned back. So I wasn't doing it for the accolades for other people. And I think that's why my voice was heard the way that it was. I wasn't doing it for the factors to, oh, well, this is cool. No, I did it because that's what was on my heart to do. And I followed my heart. And that was it.
I agree. I agree, Late. Um, so upper is up here now, and I want to just kind of fill you in. So whenever we first started, I pretty much asked all the ladies. I don't think Harmony or Amber got a chance to speak either because they was driving. But um, how do you feel, or what do you see moving forward for this saga, and do you have any regrets?
I'll answer the second question first. I don't have any regrets about anything that's happened in the saga, because I feel like Um, or I don't feel like, but I know that I have made many mistakes since I've had my platform. And from those mistakes, I feel like I've learned a lot from it. I've learned a lot so that moving forward, I know what I should and shouldn't do. Um, so I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets when it comes to the connections that I've made or anything that I've said or any content that I've put out. I've It's been a wild ride, but I've learned a lot. And as far as where I see the saga going forward, I think that, and it seems like this has been a never ending saga. It seems like it's chapter after chapter after chapter. So honestly, I think that if people want to keep covering it, they'll probably be able to. Um, However, at this point, if I'm being honest, I don't even feel like people are covering the saga. Maybe you, but when it comes to like, the whole sector, it's not really about the saga or the key players anymore. It seems like it's more so about drama. So to be honest, it doesn't seem like anybody's actually covering the saga at this point.
And that's the sad part if you really look at it, because a lot of, I feel like a lot of, most of us on this side got into this situation because we saw a man being falsely accused. We got into this to advocate for actual DV victims. Some came in as deflections, right? So that's the unfortunate part, in my opinion, of it all, because it literally got away from doing the right thing, doing what's right, and now the focus is on a lot of unnecessary drama. It's sad. And to really see grown women even, just throwing stuff under the rug and, not calling out what's right, not, or calling out what's wrong. It's sad, y'all. It really is. My
But
baby crying in the back.
let me say this real quick, Lupac. Um, Shoot. Well, heck, what did I want to say? Okay, I wanted to say that, like, at this point, I believe I said this in the last live that I did, where I said we all entered the saga at on a particular topic, which everybody knows is domestic violence. I feel like once he was vindicated, because he was, it seems like they can his ex-wife supporters continue to move the goalposts into different topics. So once he was vindicated of domestic violence, okay, well, we can't get him there, so let's see if we can get him on the deadbeat dad thing. Okay, can't get him there, let's get him on narcissism. So that's another reason why I said I think it's kind of a never-ending saga, because every time you try to defend LaTruth in one area, they just move the goalpost to another one.
I agree, and that's crazy, because, and that's why I like the fact that some still remind, hey y'all, we not here for that. This is why we're here. I feel like one of the good things that happens is, a lot of drama comes forth, but eventually everybody see that it's a bigger picture. Well, at least the ones on this side, and they say, well, that's not why we here. Or, it's like a coming to God moment. Like, hey, we came here to advocate for DV victims, and for this man being falsely accused. So that's one thing that I can appreciate. The deflections does happen. We all human, where we fall short and we might get distracted by something, some drama or anything like that, but eventually it comes back together. It's just unfortunate that a lot of times the drama overpowers the actual goal.
Absolutely, because we came to defend the fact is that everything within this man being has been violated. His children, his health, his home, his financial, his brand. There was no stone that was left unturned if it came to the factors of attempting to destroy a person. And that within itself is very evil to be able to do. That's not of normal withstandings in a person to say, you know what, I want to see this person with nothing. You understand? Like I said, a situation is going to be a situation and you're going to feel how you feel. Do I ever or did I ever feel that that man ever got violent with that woman to the point of getting physical? No, I don't. I would be being an unreasonable human being if I made it seem like I've never got into an argument or maybe even a situation with someone that I've been with and there's possibly been voices raised and name calling or to that extent. But for a person to have to lose everything that they work for because of the factors that they no longer want to be in that's the part that baffles me. Like, if you choose to continue a cycle, that's one thing. But for a person to decide to stop the cycle and leave, and that's what they get for leaving, it's like you're still being punished for making the right decision.
Exactly. And that's really unfortunate. Like, it's sad. It's sad and it makes no sense.
Like, if you want to keep everything, if you would have decided to be back in a relationship with a person, would this be the things and the outcome that we would be seeing today if a person decided to allow a person to lie on their name and just sweep things under the rug? But because they chose to stand up for their name, and you're not going to put me out there like that, if I'm going to be with you, it would have to be on the factors of the truth. But just for somebody to be able to go that far with a narrative, I can't be with you because I can't trust you. So now, because I decide to leave, you and a group of whoever decides to punish me for leaving. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why I was stated in several of my lives when I be like, okay, the ladies on our side, we bring in our own ways. And that's when they know that they really have no win against the truth that we speak, that's why they go the route they go. But when you in tune with yourself and you start seeing things happening beforehand, that's how you're gonna know how to ignore it when it comes your way.
Well, it ain't never stopped me from speaking on the way that I speak, and I'm gonna continue to speak that way because that's what I feel is right. And if anybody decided or thought that anything that they was going to do was ever going to distract me from defending Robert the way that I do, then they I guess they was going to be
They
disappointed at
lost.
this point. I don't know.
They
I
already
mean,
lost for even having the thought. That's the
yeah,
thing.
I mean,
They lost when they definitely had the thought. It's just to shut us up from telling the truth.
I
And when you
just put
can't
my
shut
little
somebody up from
goldfish in the
telling the
book.
truth, then you
Like,
want to
come
try to
on.
go other routes with all the docs in it. That's weak. That's weak mentality. They can't handle what's being put out there on the internet, which was the truth.
Did it ever stop any of us from talking?
No, it didn't. And they continue to waste their time trying to figure out the same ways that was not even that they thought they had the efforts to do something by putting up addresses areas or putting up one of our area where we live, like y'all doing all of that went by off and behind this keyboard. You're not really about that life, because if you
And
got to
they
go the
still
route through the internet, that clearly showed me right there that you are weak. We're not even in the same state. We ain't gonna never even see each other.
and regardless to what they feel, right? And regardless to what they feel that they've taken from that man, at the end of the day, he still show up every day, no matter what they say.
And they expect it because we are women. That they expect, oh, we've seen it a lot. Oh, y'all should, what I'm saying, she's a woman, and just because we're women, we supposed to side it with what we actually saw what was wrong. No, I'm gonna stand for what is right, because I can relate to the foolishness that she was doing. You don't condone with somebody and just allow them to sit back and seeing that they're destroying somebody because of their own emotions. Emotions always lead you to destructions. And one big thing about this saga, you really had to, you had to hold down your emotions. You really don't want to get your emotions involved, because when you get your emotions involved, then you start worried about everything that's coming your way other than what we was really here for, and that was to debunk some lies.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's crazy because it's like, it's an internet story, but so many people got personally invested because a lot of our supporters are actually DV victims, and some
Right.
of the CCs. So that's the crazy part. So it's like, even speaking on it, you got people like, for me, I'm a DV victim. So it's like the ones who do the most gruesome things and disgusting things towards, it's like you trying to take my power away also. It is crazy. Like, y'all don't know these people. Why are y'all going out y'all way to try to ruin livelihoods, get people hurt? Why? Like, why? I haven't seen this nowhere else on the internet outside of this.
Because they're unhealed. They never dealt with the situation of, if they claiming that they are DV victim, if they know ways that you removed yourself once you came out of that situation, why would you sit back and just watch somebody else and knowing that you went that route that that person went as well? Maybe not on the internet, but outside the internet. But you knew what you had to do to get yourself together to stop trying to be destructive. So when you see somebody else do it, you can relate to it. So you trying to help them become who you became when you got out of the situation. Why you gonna condone it? It makes no sense. You
Yeah.
double backing on your own feelings of what you went through, and you're actually placing your situation in that situation, other than trying to help somebody out of the situation the way that you helped yourself.
Can I say something real quick? I wanted to, first of all, I agree with everything that Latte and Queen Step just said, 100%. I got a question. So, well, not a question, but it's rhetorical. So, we know, because I've listened to a couple of these ladies say why, they came into the saga and they decided to support Robert Hampton and do content in his support. We know why we came into the saga. We know that we came into the saga because we were watching something online that was obviously wrong that was being done. Obviously, and to me, anyway, it was overly obvious that Robert was being lied on at a certain point.
Absolutely.
It got to a point where it really became too painful to even keep watching. So you just had to speak on it, right? So our reasoning is that because we saw somebody that was being done wrong. He was being done wrong. He was being ate up by the internet, and somebody needed to speak up for him because it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
My question, and it's rhetorical, but my question is, I wonder what they think they're supporting her in, because we're supporting him in trying to overcome the lies that are being told on him. It seems to me, from my observation, that they are trying to literally save her from herself. If you notice, every single time that these people would come out and support her, Brianna would do something to embarrass them, because it seemed like all of their efforts were being, thrown back in their face. Even one of her
Right.
biggest supporters was like, she said, man, your effing business, because she didn't appreciate it. And the reason, but you can't blame her, because instead of telling her right, like Queen Step said, and saying, hey, young lady, this is what you're doing that's wrong, A, B, C, and D. This is how you can do it better, especially as an older, more mature woman with more experience. Instead of doing that, you condone her behavior. So you're not trying to save her from lies. You're trying to save her from her own behavior. But you can't save her from the repercussions of her behavior because you're not even telling her that she's wrong. And that's the reason why they keep fighting and windmilling and fighting. You're going to, for the rest of y'all lives, y'all are going to have to fight for Brianna, because nobody is telling her what she's doing is destructive. This whole DV or fake DV story would have never even come to the internet had Brianna not lied. And if that would have been nipped in the bud in the beginning, we wouldn't be where we are today. And now she's still doing things. It even got so bad, and she's gotten so bold because she has so many supporters, that she's actually had the nerve to link up with a YouTuber to try to frame somebody. When you don't put bad behavior in check, it gets worse and worse and worse. And it even gets even more detrimental when you have thousands of people supporting your behavior. So they're really pushing her in a very dangerous direction, and she doesn't see it.
I think
I
she
agree.
sees it, Upper. She just don't care because she gravitates toward more of the drama because she's toxic. A
You made
toxic
a
person gravitates and love the drama because they see that it's getting them more attention than really being a person whom they can be, which is a genuine person. People that stated that met her in person was saying that she was so genuine this and so genuine that, but then when they get on the internet, they're not showing that character. Their internet takes a lot of people's subconscious, baby.
yeah.
And that's what you got to hold on to.
Let me kind of like kind of piggyback off what Upper said. That's because they're yes men. They're not in the factors of making sure that she do right, because we would never heard a person say, knowing that a person is in a relationship that they get in their head punched in between the washing machine and dryer, that if they chose to get their behind beat, that's on them. I don't care. But if that's the case, why are you still going after her ex-husband? If the reason you went after him is because you felt he treated her a certain type of way, and you're in it for her, then wouldn't you move according to her situations? Her new situation is the situation that is conducive to you now, no longer her ex-husband. So what is the point of you still speaking on him to defend against her if he no longer has no ties to her? Once I heard somebody say, if she choose to get beat, that's on her. That lets you know they not in it for the right reasons.
Yeah, that was
Exactly.
crazy.
That was
That was
wild.
crazy. Listen, when
But it's like,
somebody
but you want
say
to get on the
something
same
like that,
man that was lied on.
yep, that's how you know they don't really care about her. Because you know, if it's somebody that we love, we gonna tell them something whether they get mad, whether they like it or they get mad. If I love you, I'm gonna let you know. You know, I'm not gonna shoot, especially if I know you could be. It's whatever you're doing is harmful to others or to yourself. That is crazy, and it's so obvious. And another thing, if y'all noticed, most of the people that have came from that side have pretty much all said the same things as far as she's not a good person. She's not humble. She's
Yep.
not truthful. So that speaks volumes. And I mean, it's out there, you know. Even most recently, when Auntie Teresa said what she said, like they most of them have said the same thing about her. So it's like, why do y'all go so hard? Why are y'all fighting us against what's right when y'all even admitted out of your own mouths that she's not a good person? That's the
Especially when
crazy
that
part.
recording came out. That told a lot right there too, that they were
and
really
and then
not for her.
and then on top of that, once they master came out and said, I lied to y'all all that time. I knew she was getting her, her ass kicked. Once she came out and said that, that was the truth. How are they not looking at Brianna in a different light now? How are y'all still looking at her in the same light that y'all looked at when y'all master convinced y'all that she was being beat at home? Now, Amora came out and told the truth, and y'all still don't see it. Y'all still don't get it. That's how I know y'all don't care. Y'all just want to talk and do content. You don't care about the truth because Amora told the truth. Amora said Janelle is, been putting hands on her. And then Amora should have known. She should have reevaluated the story when Brianna sent her those pictures to lie and act like they was had been done by Robert. Why didn't she think to herself then? Because she's a smart woman. Why didn't she think to herself then? Well, damn, if she want me to do this, that whole story she told about Robert must have been a lie.
Hmm.
It,
And
That's
I
when it
think
became
one
more of a
thing
money game for her.
I think
She,
one I'm sorry, someone else was
Yeah,
speaking.
y'all gotta stop calling people smart like that because she ain't. I don't know about smart.
yes, she
Because
is.
if you gonna
she,
sit there and you 50 some years old and you allow a 30 some year old person to manipulate you into breaking the law, because that's what she did. You tried to
Upper.
frame somebody of a crime.
We talking about the same one that said they was somebody's power of attorney on the internet.
Right? You know I love you, Harmony
I'm
Sis,
like
but
2K.
you
She
gotta
wanted to
come
lick
on with
that
that smart
carpet.
word now. I don't know. I don't know.
I think she has
My
some
thing is, would you
she never
any of
strike
the
me as
situation that she got going on right there have anything to do with Robert at this point for them to still have to keep going after this man? Are they punishing him for the situation that she's in right now, which has nothing to do with him? Or are they just punishing him because that's the type of time that they have on their hands and it becomes something to do? It's not even about the defense in the situation. It doesn't even matter who's right or who's wrong. That just gives them something to attach themselves to. Some people, they don't have regular things to do in their everyday life. I'm being honest with you. And some people need to attach themselves to things to feel accepted or a part of something. So them doing the things that they do, maybe it makes them a part of something, more or less them being in it for her well-being at all.
I think she confuses attention for support because at no point,
Right.
in my opinion, should a woman be pregnant with twins, allegedly or not allegedly, and
Four,
target
five, six, seven, eight.
taking tests live to show to the world, and there's women in the chat saying get them girl, show them girl. In her mind, that's support. And no, that's just, you crave the attention because that is nothing that any pregnant woman should be doing, one. And two, any respectful man that truly cares for you is not going to have you out there in that predicament looking crazy on the internet urinating for a video. So it's almost as if either she's going to do what she wants to do, or she literally doesn't have any guidance, because no way is that behavior conducive to anyone's growth. And it shows that mentally there's some sort of disconnect, because that should not be your concern when you have two within you that you're carrying. So there's certainly something occurring. And for those people that claim that you support this party, shame on you for applauding that behavior, for one woman to be able to say, aha, I got them, as opposed to saying, sis, something's wrong with this behavior. Are you okay?
Absolutely, because that's not something normal. I can understand the person being unhinged, right? And you and your boyfriend going through something, you got him blocked, he got you blocked, and you probably trying to put something out there for him to see it. Somebody close to you, somebody you know. She don't know near one of us in real life to be going to the extent of that type of measurement.
Exactly.
That
That
mentally
was
says
way out of
something
line.
within itself. That was you putting raw cheeks on public seats, ma'am. For people that if the internet cut off today or tomorrow, you will never see again in your life. Are you serious right now?
But
That's
days before
mentally
that, she
struggling.
stated that she wanted a private life. You wanted your life to be private, but less than 4 days, you come back out and go sit on a pissy toilet. That screamed mental.
So you want
All
your
the
life to
possible.
be private after you go public to ruin another person's life. Make it make sense.
It was
You
a it,
came online publicly, right? So now that you feel that you served your purpose on the extension of another person, because he's still in turmoil as we speak, even though you're living your life, right? So now that's the part that you want to be private, but you stay on the internet pouring into it. No, it don't make sense.
Exactly. What happened to Amber? Amber
It's
always
like
having issues with her streaming
Amber,
rights.
Amber probably stuck.
he's somewhere trolling.
Oh
Yes, she is.
Lord.
She
So
on one
okay,
of them.
did everybody get a chance to answer as far as what y'all see moving forward, for this whole saga, and with the regret or whatever? Because I have another thing I want y'all to speak on.
I
Did
have no
everybody get a chance to?
regrets.
I didn't
I
get
came
Amber
when
a
I saw a lot of
chance.
things going on. I'm like, I feel the need to come out to do the videos to put some sense of humor to give people laughter from it, but at the same time speak the truth, because what was wrong was wrong. So I definitely have no regrets. It don't bother me the way that some came at me during the saga, because I know for myself I still held it down, because I'm still standing and I can still go live on my panel and discuss the situation. So I have no regrets.
I
We
have no
came,
regrets.
we saw, we did what we did.
Yeah.
I ain't got no regrets either. I scream free Robert then, and I'm a scream free Robert now. And if I decide to spin a block and scream it again, I'm gonna do it
We
again. But until then, I just wish everybody the blessings on their further endeavors.
right.
I agree, and I don't have any. I don't. I'm like Chatty. I don't have no regrets, but I would do some things differently if I could go back. But outside of that, I'm
What would you
always
do different,
advocate for
Poppy?
what's right, and I feel like a lot of people confuse, especially within this saga, they get so distracted by what's irrelevant over, the actual goal and doing what's the right thing. Let's not get the two confused. What you say, Yams?
No, that was me. I was asking, what would
Oh,
you
what
do
you say,
different?
huh?
Because
What would I do different?
yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Interactions, definitely, but outside of that, I feel like I kept it positive for the most part, and keeping my platform clean and with my content and stuff like that. So, but I don't really have no regrets. I feel like, we still have a lot of good interactions, some bad, but a lot of good ones also. And we came into this for the right reason, so you can't really regret doing something for the right reasons,
No,
especially
because
if
they
you
played it
standing on
safe.
something. Especially if God put you into a situation. I wanted to hear from Amber, but I put out an Amber alert in the chat. But we'll wait till she come back up, because y'all know Amber always got an issue with her stream
She
yard jumping in and
I
out.
wanted to I wanted to say this real quick.
Go ahead.
I know that I know we spoke about this before. I think I spoke about this with Harmony before. Like as far as like I guess the question I want to ask is, would you ever go into another sector? Because it is possible to be on YouTube and not necessarily be in a specific sector. Like you have some people that are in the Blueface sector, and then you got some people that are in the R. Kelly sector, and it's possible to just be in the entertainment sector or the entertainment news sector or true crime sector, but not necessarily narrow it down so much to one specific party. And I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? I think that that's the problem. The problem, I think, is that people get so they feel like they have it. It almost feels like a certain type of entitlement to your channel because and I say that because I hear a lot of um that's all that person talks about. I mean, I've seen whole lives done, um and I've seen it in chats. Oh, that's all that person talks about. Oh, that's all y'all talk about. Get some new content. And it's just so crazy because it's like, you're not being forced to watch anyone's channel. But when you are in a sector or when you're grouped in with other creators, it's like people feel like they have the right to put their mouth on your channel. And I just want to know, like, moving forward, would you cover one story in particular, or would you have like a broader spectrum of what you would want to cover, just due to I guess the personal connections, I think is what I'm asking, just due to that.
just being honest, upper me, I'm gonna be real with you. I have two channels. So I have this one and my T with Tay channel, right? And I'm in the Blueface and Krishan sector, and I'm also in the CJ So Cool and Royalty sector, and I speak on other things too. But if you good at what you do, baby girl, you speak on what you feel comfortable with. No matter where you go, it's gonna be somebody that's going to disagree on what it is that you speak. But if you choose to stay somewhere for a month or for a week, that's your choice. If you choose to be in the factors of, listen, I like defending, I like going into situations where I dissect this situation from this situation and put truth into it, then that's what it is that you do. Like I said, don't cut your blessings off what people are going to say. They always going to say something. I be in Blueface sector over there, and they be telling me that I be with, I want him, and that's why it is always going to be something. But don't stop your gifts at the gate.
And I
Yeah, I
think,
agree with that.
moving forward, did you say if we would do it differently or moving forward?
I guess what I'm asking, no, exactly, moving forward, not necessarily change anything.
Mm-mm.
I'm definitely gonna start covering a variety of things. See, my goal was, okay, this is secondary for me. I have a primary and I have this is secondary. But being that I'm growing with my channel and everything, I'm going to start, because I had to find the balance. So it was easier for me to just focus on that one story in particular, because I couldn't put that much energy into it because I have a primary business. So now with me trying to find the balance, I could start branching off and covering other things also. I've seen people say, no, y'all don't stop talking. It's not to say we're going to stop talking on the story, but it's at a point where it's really nothing to talk about. It's like,
Are we
we
speaking on the
speaking on the
story,
same
or are we
stuff,
battling
but
other people's battles? Because I didn't
yeah,
come here to
that
battle
too.
with the people. I came to battle for a person. And if
Exactly.
at the end of the day something happens with that person and I need to come and speak, then that's when I'll speak. But far as me speaking to what's going on in the YouTube streets, I'll save my voice for something else.
Exactly, and that's what y'all gotta really kind of put yourselves in our shoes and kind of understand the frustration, because especially when it's a lot of the supporters that actually feed into it. It's a difference where, now I can't really, for my supporters, I can't say they don't send me anything. I have a handful that do send me stuff, but it makes it so much easier when people aren't sending you the negativity, because if you don't know, it can affect you, and you won't speak on something that you don't know about. And that's why I said earlier that I'm putting myself in a sector by myself. I don't care who talk about me at this point. I don't care what they play. I'm not here for that. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff differently moving forward as far as interactions, but I'm not here for that. This is a job for me, so
Absolutely. And Upper, I
that's
heard
it.
you say, I heard you and Amber say that y'all was gonna turn y'all messenger off so people don't be able to write you. Like I said, don't block your blessings. Open the
No, no,
messages
no.
that you choose, but open them lines, because if that's your lines of communication, what if you have a video out there and that's the source of contact in which somebody decides to reach out to you? You
No,
knocking out the good for what's bad. Damn them people. They gonna sit there.
I'm not turning off my messenger. I think Amber's turning hers off.
Yeah,
But
don't.
I did turn my
I
messenger
don't
off
even
in
have
the
it.
past.
Like, you can go directly through Facebook and look at your messages now. You don't even have to have the Messenger app on your phone. That's why I went through it the other day, and I was telling Lupac, I was like, all these messages was going to my spam because I don't have Messenger on my phone. So I've been
Right,
gone
but
a
we
lot of
produce
time.
content. I say that because we produce content on Facebook as well as we do YouTube. If somebody decided to come and do business with you on a different level that has nothing to do with this saga, they wouldn't be able to get through because of the negativity.
Yeah, I had gotten rid of my messenger in the past, and I had gotten rid of it for like 4 months almost. And I was missing out on a lot of messages, because I do get a lot of messages now from supporters that I appreciate, like words of encouragement. Sometimes they send
Hmm.
me receipts and stuff like that. It can be a little overwhelming when it's not everybody, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. Maybe if you're not one of those creators that got a whole lot of controversy around your name, but me, I kind of do sometimes. So you get a lot of messages. You get a lot of messages like, "Oh, look what they said. Oh, look what they said," and it does get a little overwhelming. I'm just idiot. It does. So in order to get to the good messages, sometimes you do have to weed through the negative ones. In order to find the good ones, you got to read the negative ones. So it can be, you just have to be mentally strong to handle it. I'm
Amen.
at the point now where I think I'm at that point where the messenger doesn't really bother me. I was wondering, when I first started YouTube, when you just on YouTube as a person that frequents other people's channels, you don't realize that when you have a platform, you don't have a messenger. I don't know. When I first made my platform, I assumed that I would have a messenger.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah,
For YouTube, me too. I was like,
yeah,
how you message
yeah.
somebody on here?
Yeah, I did too. They need to start that. Yeah, I did too.
That's something I think they need to start, because then that
Yeah.
way I don't have to
So I
mix
don't
my
feel so bad
platform.
because I thought the same thing. I was looking for it in my YouTube studio. I said, wait now, where this thing at? Oh, so we only got the comments. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
kind
y'all,
of
as far as my channel, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do because I've always focused. You know, I came to the internet because Brianna wouldn't let me say what I wanted to say under her videos. So my channel has always been about her shenanigans and her foolery and her, you know, the dumb things that she do. So if I see it, I'm gonna call it out. I got almost 16,000 subscribers, and most of them are here for that. So
No,
I
no,
don't want to
no.
turn my back on that. I still want to give them what it is they want. But I do have another channel, Harmony World. So y'all follow me on that too. That's where I do my little shopping stuff and my DIYs. So follow me over there too if y'all just want positive content. But as far as right now, as long as she doing the foolery, I'm going to keep
Mm-hmm.
covering her shenanigans.
But here,
Let the
and here,
church
It's
here's
sing.
the
laughter to me
thing:
though.
you do have to be. It's crazy to me how we have small platforms, and just from listening to you ladies, I'm like listening, and y'all are like, yeah, you just have to learn how to navigate through what people say. You gotta, and like Latte said, you
Yeah.
gotta keep your messenger open. And it's crazy how I'm hearing so much maturity and almost like experience from people with smaller platforms. But then you have somebody with over 1 million followers with all of their platforms combined, probably over 2 million. And this young lady gets so angry with what small creators talk about that she thinks it's okay to put your government name on her page.
That
Right.
just put us
That
on
is
the first name
insane to me.
basis. That just put us on the first name basis. Being serious, it put people in danger because you never know why some people's name is covered. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But that just put you on a first name basis with a person to where, okay, now I feel even more comfortable with what I'm saying because it makes it even more right. It's not even an assumption anymore because me personally, like Lupac said, some people got into the saga because of DV. People made it funny because, oh, I said my story about the closet, but me and my kids was transitioning because how do you know that I wasn't moving for the factors of my safety? So a person's name being covered could be not for the factors of y'all and the people of the saga finding them, but what about if they got out of an abusive situation and it was for their abuser not to be able to find them?
Exactly.
Yeah,
People don't think
safety,
about
safety
stuff like that,
issues.
y'all.
Safety.
And it's sad and it's unfortunate. And I don't want people to get confused because I see some people saying, stay on her neck, Harmony. It's not that we're saying we're getting away from the story in its entirety. We're just saying that we're going to cover it as things come about, like if it's worth covering, y'all. Not meaning like, oh, she bent down to tie her shoes. We, we gonna cover it as we see
And I'm gonna
fit.
I'm gonna cover whether or not she tied them damn shoes right.
Well, she said she is. Listen, that's what it's about. If that's what you built your channel on, that's what you came for, then that's what you
Yeah.
continue on. And that's what
And
I'm saying about don't let nobody stop your gate because it got you this far and it's going to continue to get you even further. That's why I had to say to a lot of people the other day when I did my live that even though we do have supporters and we love the factors of them supporting us, we did gain a lot of the supporters that we have from who it is that we do choose to support. So respectfully, you don't want to not put the food out there from the people that has been, supporting you thus far, even though you put in new food out there. You can
Right.
continue to do both. Feed both plates. Some people
Yep.
might like this, some people might like that. You
Yep.
understand? But don't just stop where you at. That just means that we're going to keep going. Yes, I'm going to still speak about the situation. It's not like I'm saying after today, you're not going to hear like, oh, yes, the hell you will hear, Tay. Yes, you will. But I'm just going in like I've been to other endeavors. I'm going to feed this plate, but I'm still going to go and open up other plates as well.
exactly, I agree. I agree. Okay, so the next thing I wanted y'all to speak on, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar or read or seen the actual divorce decree. So I feel like this is major, and I feel like a lot of people skipped over what was actually in it. And my whole well, the biggest thing of it to me was the part where she tried to get alimony under the cruel treatment, which you have to prove abuse in order to get it. And the judge threw it out, and also the fact that she was he filed on what it was, y'all, irretrievably broken or whatever, something like that. He filed RH filed under those
Irreconcilable
terms.
differences.
Irreconcilable
Yeah, what I
differences.
said, it was irretrievably broken too, but irreconcilable differences. So, she basically countered with she was forced out of the marriage and she wanted to try to get alimony under the cruel treatment. So I feel like that was major. That was a major break as far as receipt wise in the storyline, because it showed that it was a motive, and it literally took me back to the whole Tasha Kate involvement and all of that. And I feel like a lot of people skipped over that. And that was major, especially if you had questions that needed to be answered. That was pretty much it as far as why she did what she did. Even all the shenanigans on social media, going on the DV panels and trying to get restraining orders, protective orders. So how do y'all feel individually, of course, how do y'all feel about actually seeing that in the divorce documents? And now, just thinking back to how everything played out, how y'all feel about the whole motive situation?
Ooh, who gonna go first? Who gonna go first? Me? I go first. That let me know that her ASS was lying even more, because you went in front of a judge and you couldn't even convince him of the shit that you was trying to present. And once he disagreed with it, that should have let the world know that the things that you was saying was untrue, because you had to present evidence to him too. Darn the stuff that we got to see online, that was only half of it. She had to present whatever she needed to present to create the case that she was trying to create. And within that case, the judge said, I ain't gonna be able to do it. You're gonna have to find somebody else to do it. And that's just the same thing we've been basically saying. So that's what it made me feel. I was in my house like I knew her ass was lying. That's it.
Yeah, basically she was doing what she was doing because she had to try to prove a case for alimony. That's really what it comes down to. That's it. I don't even know. I wish the legal analyst was up here, because I don't even know if it even works that way. But after reading the legal documents, I mean, to me, that's what it seemed like she was doing. At first, I thought she was going from panel to panel and podcast to podcast, lying like that because she was trying to destroy his character, and that might been, I think that was part of the reason. Number one, destroy his character. Number two, I think that she was very upset because she had been humiliated on the internet. Because after a while, everybody, a majority of people pretty much thought, I'm not thought, but knew that, she was lying on him. So I think that a part of it was she was trying to humiliate him like she had been humiliated. And then also, when you look at the court documents, in the state of Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, like you said, in order to get alimony, if you haven't been married for, 10 years or more, you would have to prove of some sort of cruel treatment. And so now I'm thinking that she probably thought that by going on a different podcasts and news stations, that could be used during her divorce. But I don't know. I mean, just going somewhere and saying that it happened is not proof.
That's exactly
Exactly.
what she did. Upper
And it's
went on those
crazy,
different
y'all.
platforms trying to
Yeah,
create proof.
exactly. And it's crazy because you would think that the people that she been lying to all this time would have been like, ma'am, you told us you filed for divorce. You told us he wanted half of your money. You told us he did this. You told that divorce decree answered so many questions legally. As far as you can't lie about the divorce decree. It ain't no doctor, nothing. It comes straight from the Georgia website and is what happened. So
Ain't
you would
fabricate
think
that one.
people, they still, like Upper say, they still try to push the goalposts. Even with that, no, they didn't really talk about it outside of Miss Amore doing the live she did. But child, that's crazy to me.
But the same way she went there to present her evidence, that mean that he had to present his evidence too. What would be the odds that she don't get what she asking for, but he gets exactly what it is that he's asking for out of the situation, even down to the factors of getting out of the situation and what he was going to be entitled to. Because, like we know, they didn't have anything combined except for the child. You understand what I'm saying? And she even tried to deflect on that. But no route that she went in that courtroom with, even though she went on those platforms, it still wasn't believable. And you went to somebody that's of a higher nature than any one of us. They sit in that seat to be able to make those type of decisions. So are you saying that the judge also was siding with Robert because he wanted to screw him, or he paid him, or what was the case? Or did he
Right.
actually just see that you came in there with some baloney and called it Bologna? Let me know.
Exactly. And I see Miss Shawn in the chat. Shout out to Miss Shawn. She said that she would have to prove special circumstances or financial hardship. Clearly she couldn't prove it because she didn't get it, right? And also it was something else she said. She said he didn't ask for anything. So she allowed her supporters to believe that this man wanted half her money and he was holding up the divorce. And when it come out that that's not what it is, it's like, nobody cares, no outrage, none of that. Like this lady showing y'all time and time again that she has lied to y'all over the most serious stuff outside, within this saga, and they just let it ride. That is crazy to me. Chatty, how you feel about I don't know why y'all pictures be disappearing. How you feel about the divorce decree as far as the her not being able to prove cruel treatment, the motive, and all of that? She might be froze.
Child, what was the
There she go. I said, how you feel about, with the divorce decree coming out and then basically answering a lot of questions for a lot of people, even though we knew, but just to actually see it in black and white and knowing that this girl for the longest said she filed for the divorce. She said he was holding it up because he wanted half of her money. And then to actually get the divorce decree and he didn't ask for anything outside of, custody of the child and his name's back. Pretty much what he said in the beginning, if you ask me. So, how do you feel about the motive and its alignment with how everything played out throughout the saga?
I wish we could have had it sooner, but we couldn't, you know. But it's just one of those moments. I think we've all that have touched on the story on this side. We've had so many moments, aha moments, where it's like I knew it. So to me, the divorce decree was nothing more of, clarity for a lot of things that we've already known, speculated, hinted towards. And to see it to me was only confirmation that I was on the correct side of reporting for the story. So I don't have any, really detailed feelings other than to me it was just simply clarity and confirmation of most things that a lot of us already knew.
That's facts. That's facts. But it's, I guess my biggest thing is it's so unfortunate to see so many women that allow, like, the biggest thing was outside of the DV situation, she allowed, well, she ran with a narrative that she was the bag and, she took care of him in the marriage and he wanted half of her money and so, nobody is outraged about all of that being a lie. That's the biggest thing for me because I'm still stuck on, outside of the drama, I'm still stuck on doing what's right. Like, where are the people that actually advocate for what's right? That's the most bothersome thing for me within the saga because you can support who you want to support, granted, but at least call out what's right, especially if it's something that's affecting a person's livelihood and their brand.
And that's why, as long as she lie, I'ma tell people that she lying, cause you don't know who you could be protecting for the next person. You don't just get to come out here and inflict your conflict on people. And if that's the case, if you want to be seen to the world, then let's be the ones to let her be seen to the world. She want to be important. Let's let people know who she is, and that's the job that I provide. Because at the end of the day, it's to show the actions in which a person is able to possess and show what a person not only dealt with, dealing with, and what the next person may be able to avoid.
That's true. And then also
Yeah.
the what Lupac just said when she said, when are we going to, stand up for what's right? I feel like, this has been going on in this year in October to be 2 years that this saga has been going on, exactly 2 years. And at a certain point, we got to recognize that people are showing us who they are. Now, to Stevie Wonder conceded the girl is a liar. And people are not supporting her because they think that she was telling the truth. People are supporting her because they are fans of hers. Maybe they connect with her. Maybe they've had a situation like hers. Maybe she reminds them of their daughter. Who knows? But it's definitely not because she's an honest person. The difference is that Robert's supporters are supporting him because we see that Brianna's a liar. They're supporting her because they don't care that she's a liar. So anytime more lies come out, you can't expect these people to be like, oh my God, like I've reached a revelation. I've been supporting the wrong person, because they've always known that she's a liar. You got to look at their reactions every time one of their lies come out. One of the biggest bloggers admitted to being a liar. They still support her. When the saga first came out and Brianna said, oh my God, he has a GUN, they saw that he didn't have one, but they still supported her. She's been caught in over 30 lies at this point, and they still support her. So obviously, they're not supporting her because they think she's an upstanding citizen. There's some sort of other reasoning behind it. So therefore, that's why I had to tell myself, and I think all of us have to kind of pretty much remember that when we're trying to vindicate him, we're vindicating, or we're defending him just to vindicate him from being lied on, but we're not vindicating him to prove anything to them, because it wouldn't matter if it was in black and white. It wouldn't matter if it happened on CCTV. They don't want to not support her. It doesn't matter what she does. They even know that she tried to frame the man, and they still support her. So literally nothing is going to make them not support her. So when you said that this is not about right and wrong, you're absolutely right. So don't expect them to be in support of not being support of her because they called her in a lie. Because those people don't care about lies. They don't care about that.
Not at all.
Exactly. And I think that's why I pretty much came to the point where when I go live, no trolls can comment in my chat. My mods already know, plus I always have it on subscriber mode 3 days or longer, because I've been in this saga since the beginning, like most of y'all, and nobody have time for that. If you can't see what's going on out with everything that's then came out, all the receipts and audios and everything, child, bye. Ain't nobody got time to be trying to school no grown person that don't want to know, okay? That don't see the lie. Like, you shouldn't have to stand over somebody's shoulder to point something out. So at this point in the saga, if they don't want to see, then it really ain't no convincing. They done made their choice. They stand for what they stand for, and that's it. That's all. That's why I'm just more so on the side of, I'm gonna keep advocating for what's right, and the ones who fall in line fall in line. If you don't, then hey, it shows what you stand for. It shows your integrity, your morality, and all of the above.
Right, because we ain't never do it for them. We did it for Robert in the first place. So that's what
Exactly.
matters. That's the part that matters, and that's who we will continue to do it for if need be. It don't have to be on the factors of stopping anything other than engaging in what's not for content. If it ain't about to do with the content, then it doesn't make any sense.
And I mean, the same. This just the question that you first asked, Pac, is when you said, where do you think that see this saga going in the future? This ain't going. This is not. This is going to be going on for a very long time. Question is how long are people willing to cover it, and that's up to them. But this saga
Hmm.
is not over, because now, supposedly or allegedly, she has 2 babies on the way with Janelle. Now, for a fact that she's gonna do the exact same thing to him that she did to Robert. She's gonna take them lifocals out of retirement, dust them off, put them back on. She's gonna be on all of the podcasts, radio stations, calling him an abuser.
At
Yep.
least she'll be off that mat.
And that's the crazy part. And I wanted to, whenever you made that point up and you said something along the lines of them not correcting her, we know they enable her behavior, but just, them trying to fight for her, but she's constantly putting out stuff that's controversial, that's making people speak on her. So she knows what she's doing. And then you have them constantly fighting for her and looking crazy because of the type of stuff that she puts out. It's like undeniable stuff. Like, oh, you could tell that was allowed. It was so obvious, and y'all pretty much fighting for somebody that's willing to make herself and y'all look crazy. That's the crazy part, and it's stuff that you can't take back. Once it's put on the internet, it's on the internet. So regardless if we talk about it, we stop talking about it, it's gonna always be some blogger, some content creator that's gonna pick up the story because she likes to put out controversial stuff. She needs public validation. She loves that type of attention because she don't have no content rolling. So that's how she gets her motion, and it's obvious at this point. So regardless, they'll be fighting a losing battle forever because look how many content creators it is that speaks on the story and that's constantly coming. So how long are y'all gonna keep fighting people for somebody that's obviously doing it on purpose?
Right, because look, just it's the same situation. It just take on new players. Look at 2K that just came into the situation as an innocent bystander. He has no judgment, had no judgment within the situation at all. Look how that went, just because he knows how to have discernment between a truth and a lie.
Yep. And then we ain't had to do nothing, even though, they was, of course, some of those supporters was like, oh, they done manipulated you too. And we didn't have to tell that man nothing. He's seen for himself. You could see the difference in each side, literally, because you got one side that's being respectful going on his platform, and the other side cursing up a storm and basically telling him they can't control it. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, but like, we are grown. So y'all showed him everything he needed to see. We didn't have to
Exactly. We
manipulate
had
or
to
do
say nothing
anything.
for real.
Exactly. Like, that's the crazy part. It's the
When I
gaslighting for
saw
me.
him coming, I was like, man, no people finna get over there and fold. So I'm just gonna sit back and just watch how it unfolded. And it unfolded exactly how I saw it. They
Mm-hmm.
always make a fool of themselves. They dig
They actions
the
spoke
holes
for
for themselves
itself.
and fall.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Well, the reason why they all, and that's true, Queen Step. To I swear that's the exact same thing that I felt when I was watching 2K. They always make a fool of themselves with their behavior in a debate. And the reason for that is because they don't have any emotional control. And
Exactly.
that's the reason why they relate to Brianna, because she don't have no emotional control. So the people that represent her are just like her. They have no
Absolutely.
emotional control. They cannot control themselves. They cannot have, even her biggest supporter over here on YouTube has no emotional control. You can't have, because anytime you think that you're going to come to a platform, which is YouTube or any platform, and think that you can harass someone out of their content, that shows that you don't have any emotional control. A person with emotional control would be able to get on their own platform and speak their own opinions without being swayed or offended by someone else's take on something. They don't have the emotional control, and that's why they think Brianna is right. And that's why Brianna made a fool out of herself on social media, and now they're doing it too.
I mean, she lowered, like Lupac said, you got over three 3 point whatever million people on one platform, and out of the other ones, you got almost 500,000. You coming after people that got 2, 3, 4,000 like follow. It's just like, come on, man. So you knowing that our voices were being heard, because if our voices was not being heard, then she would have never came our way. She wouldn't never had her people to even come our way on these smaller platforms. So when us, them coming toward us like that, then we know our voices was being heard. So they were
Mm-hmm.
going to try to do whatever they can to try to shut us up, but they can't because we were too strong-willed.
Exactly. I agree. I just hope, and I hate to say this because it did been so many peace treaties, it didn't been kumbayas. It's like every time people agree to allow, not even allow, because you can't allow nobody to do nothing, but just mind your business and well, mind your own platform. I feel like it would run so much smoother if everybody just mind their platforms, you know. And it's unfortunate that people feel like they can bully you out of your content. That's the part that really gets me. Like, we on the internet, child. It's not that serious, but
And
it's
nobody
serious
bully
for
or
some
make us make
people.
us unfold.
That's the crazy part. We've been in this. It's gone on 2 years, or is it four? Upper. But
Well, I
anyway,
mean, like these people keep adding every month. It's a new year they add on. It was
that's why I said that.
yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. And you know what's even crazier is when you say we're adults. Like, it's crazy how I almost look when you say this is a business, it really is, and especially when you're in a sector, it's almost like a job. When you have to physically go into work, if you're not one of those people that work from home, if you have to physically go into a job and you have to be amongst people that you really don't like, it is kind of difficult to navigate. You have to play nice with those people because you have to see them all the time. But when you're on the internet, it's so easy to just avoid people that you don't like. Just don't go to their page, don't watch their content. But people go out of their way to they got to mention you on their community wall. They got to make a video. They got to tell the world they don't like your content. Just don't watch it. So that's why I said this whole sector thing is very interesting because it's almost like they don't want to not see they want to see your content so they can talk about it.
Well, I'm
So
gonna keep giving it to them, and you do too. Make them
yeah,
even mad. If you think you got mad at that truth, look at this.
right. Okay,
Exactly.
another video.
Yep, and I agree. Like, it would run so much smoother. Like, just mind your platform, or like I always say, stop looking for a subliminal. Because if you going and you looking for a subliminal, you gonna catch it every single time. I tell it to everybody I know. When you looking for something, you're going to find it every single time.
Right.
But if everybody just mind their platforms, respect each other's platforms, it would run so much smoother. But you got people who don't take this serious. They not looking to this as something they can actually create generational wealth. So that's the messed up part about it. Some people get on here for play, and they don't see the potential in their platform.
You talking to me?
You, you might be one because baby, your platform be jumping. I could see your platform going far. Okay, so you might want to
Yeah,
consider
Steph funny as hell.
that because it's very lucrative. So you might want to consider that.
Because
Especially
I
you're
mean, I'm being
entertaining.
honest. I didn't come on to it. It's all entertainment for me. Anything on it. I mean, for ones that know, you like, I run a business, so I'm good with what I have created for myself outside of the internet. I just come to the internet for entertainment. I never came on it to expand my platform to feel like I want to get money. I've looked through it. I know I can gain money from it, but it ain't been my focus, y'all. Like, and that's the ungodly truth. That's why it don't bother me when I've seen people say, "Oh, you doing it for the dollar?" Okay, if you say so. You looking at something more of my views than I am because I don't even be looking at that. I have looked at it, but that's not even where my focus have ever been. I came, I saw what I saw, I spoke the truth on it, and left it at that. My mind don't even beat on the internet when I'm off the internet.
I understand that. I ain't gonna say it's not for everybody because you definitely have it, but everybody don't look at it the same. You comfortable with where you're at, but future wise, I would consider it because, like I said, you are very entertaining, and ain't nothing wrong with monetizing your platform. Okay, let them people pay you. When I be talking about the people, I mean Google AdSense. Okay.
Right. And ain't nothing wrong with making money in your sleep.
Yep, you
And
still
it's
put
not.
investing
It's
your
not at all.
time, even though it's entertainment. You still investing your time, so you know nothing wrong with it.
You ain't the only
But
one I'm talking about. A lot of ones done said it. Like, come on, Queen Star, you can get ready to get some of them coins. I just be laughing, y'all.
yep, yep.
I
But
don't
I
want to
would,
just
you know.
fall off, but I got to go get my baby a haircut because we got a barbecue tomorrow. But I really appreciated doing this with you ladies, and it was a pleasure to be able to be a part of it. I love each and every one of y'all, and I just hope that y'all go far on wherever the endeavors that y'all choose to go on, whether it's something else or if it's staying here. Either way.
Yes, thank
Thank
you
you,
so. And I
LaTruth.
was about to I was about to shut it down too because I know it's Friday and I know y'all probably got stuff going on. Y'all might have plans. Y'all didn't work during the week. Y'all might just want to relax, you know, and y'all got platforms also. But I definitely want to thank all of you ladies for coming up. I really appreciate y'all. And I just really wanted to show outside of doing this because I've been wanting to plan to do something like this, a master panel, but just show people that you can be cordial still regardless of the drama and all of that. YouTube is a business, and I
Right.
feel like definitely me, I learned my lesson, and moving forward I will definitely, which I feel like I have been conducting it as a business, but I ain't entertaining no drama because it's easy to get sidetracked and off what's your actual goal, especially when you're dealing with social media. And we already done witnessed how the turn that this saga has taken. But like I said, I appreciate y'all for taking time and coming up and joining me on this panel. And if y'all ever need me and want to invite me to y'all panel, I will definitely return the favor. But
All
thank
right,
y'all
thank
ladies so much. And shout out to
thank
the
you, everybody.
chats. Y'all got anything y'all want to say before we shut it down?
No, I just said thank you for having me. I enjoyed the panel.
Yes, I
I got to
did.
replay it because I didn't catch the beginning.
I enjoyed y'all up here. This was really good, really positive. The chat was loving it. Shout out to the chat. You know we love all of our supporters.
Shut
One thing
up.
I say to chat, y'all stop entertaining the negativity. Also, do not bring it to your fellow content creator. Try to avoid it because if you really want to see their platform grow and you want to see positivity from them or them to stay on topic, then don't contribute to the drama by being a bone carrier or bringing anything to them that could be hurtful and that can get them off of this, away from their game.
All right.
But thank y'all, ladies.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
y'all have a
welcome.
good
Y'all
weekend, y'all.
Welcome.
have a
Y'all
good
be
Y'all
one.
safe.
too.
Good night, chat.
Good night, yams.
Good night.
You in that radio voice,
Shut,
the sexy voice. Good night.
shut up. To everyone that said, hey, I couldn't comment. I wasn't being shady, but I love you guys. Thank you so much.
I think they heard you.
Okay.
And thank you guys so much for tuning into this master panel live. Um, I want the other CCs to know that um I didn't just, if I could have, I would have brought up more people, but my StreamYard don't hold that many, so that's why I didn't, try to overdo it. And then, it's kind of hard when you have a panel and a lot of people on here because it could start echoing with, sometimes I might not hear somebody else speaking and they start speaking and then it'll kind of blur it out to where y'all can't hear. So for the most part, I think it ran pretty good, as far as everybody getting a chance to speak and stuff like that. But I might consider doing a part two with some of the CCs that came in later in the game. I just don't know yet. I may consider it, y'all. We'll see. But I love you guys and I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. Hit the like button if you don't mind. Thank you so much to everyone who sent a super sticker, cash app, all of the above. The support is unwavering and it's very much appreciated. And I hope you all have a blessed and great weekend. Y'all don't get no trouble now. See you guys tomorrow.